Welcome back, YouTube. Otaku here. We're going to be getting back into it with page 271 of the Grapes of Wrath. Don't forget your water. And also, grab your eucalyptus because you know what's about to happen next. Clink, clink, clink. If you need an introduction on what's going on around here, please go to the channel description. But to everybody else, welcome. We have been struggling these past couple days to really get the family concrete into California. We just got ourselves back in here. Things are looking lovely, besides Grandma passing away sadly. R.I.P. Grandma. We love you. A couple other members are looking a little wary. It is getting just slightly discouraging, but nonetheless, the family's still alive. People are still moving. Spirits are still awakened. And with that, let's get into it. Previous members would remember that please do not burn your books if you're reading along, and I just don't feel like I've gotten a proper hit off it. 1 second, everybody. There we go. That was lovely. All right, let's get into it. We gotta eat alone, Ma said. There was the sound of scraping at the kettle, and then the mound of children broke and the children walked away and left the scraped kettle on the ground. Ma looked at the empty plates. Didn't none of you get nowhere near enough? Paul got up and left the tent without answering. The preacher smiled to himself and laid back on the ground, hands clasped between his head. Al got to his feet. Gotta help a fellow with the car. Ma gathered the plates and took them outside to wash. Ruthie, she called. Wine for you. Got to give me a bucket of water right off. She handed them the bucket and then they trotted off towards the river. I apologize if any reader heard the sound of a phone ringing. Anyways, a strong, broad woman walked near. Her dress was streaked with dust and splotched with car oil. Her chin was held high with pride. She stood a short distance away and regarded Ma belligerently. Bella degenerately. Bella degenerately. Thank you. At last she approached. Afternoon, she said coldly. Ooh, coldly. Afternoon, said Ma. She got up from her knees and pushed a box forward. Won't you sit down? Question mark. The woman walked near. No, I won't be sitting down anywhere. Ma looked questioningly at her. Can I help you in any way? Question mark. The woman set her hands on her hips. You can't help me by minding your own children and let me mind mine alone. Ma's eyes widened wide. Ma's eyes opened wide. I ain't done nothing, she began. The woman scolded at her. My little fella's come back smelling of stew. You give it to him? He told me. Don't you go boasting and bragging about having stew. Don't you do it. I got enough trouble about that. Coming to tell me. I got enough trouble about that. Coming and telling me he did and says, why ain't we having no stew? Question mark. Her voice shook with fury. Oh, what a conundrum. She just wanted to help the kids. They all just wanted to help those kids. Like, and now the adults are mad because they're like pride or ashamed or whatever, that kids don't know no better. It's not like he knew. It's not like he was throwing it in her face. It's not like they're throwing it in her face. She's taking all this way out of context. Like, come on now, lady. Just be happy your kid ate. Sit down, Ma said. That was about the last stew we was gonna have till we get work around here. Suppose she was cooking up a stew and a bunch of little fellas stirring around, moaning. What would you do? We didn't have enough, but you can't keep it when they was looking at you like that. The woman's hands dropped from her hips. For a moment, her eyes questioned Ma, and then she turned and walked away quickly. She went into the tent and pulled the flaps down behind her. Next page. Ma stared at her, and then she dropped to her knees again, beside the stack of tin dishes. Al hurried near. Tom, he called out. Ma, is Tom inside? Tom stuck his head up the tent. What you want? Come on with me, Al said excitedly. They walked away together. What's the matter with you? Tom asked. You'll find out, just wait. He led Tom to a tore-down car. This here's Floyd's Knowles. Yeah, I talked to him. How are you? Just checking the time, everybody. Just getting her in shape, Floyd said. Tom ran his fingers over the top of the block. What kind of bugs is crawling on you, Al? Floyd just told me. Tell him, Floyd. Floyd said, maybe I shouldn't, but... Yeah, I'll tell you. Fella come through and he says he was going to be working up north. Up north? Question mark. Yeah. Place called Santa Carla Valley. Whale of a hell to get up there north. Yeah? Question mark. Kind of work? Question mark. Prune picking and pears and cannery work. Says it's pretty neat, ready. How far? Tom demanded. Oh, Christ knows. Maybe 200 miles. It's a hell of a long ways, Tom said, rubbing his chin. How do we know they was going to work when we get there? Well, we don't know, said Floyd. But there ain't none here. And this here fella says he got a letter from his brother, and he's on his way. He says not to tell nobody, there'll be too many. We ought to get in the night, ought to get there and get some work lined up for us. Tom studied him. Why we gotta sneak away? Well, if everybody gets there, ain't gonna be no work for nobody. It's a hell of a long ways, though, Tom said. Floyd sounded hurt. I'm just giving you a tip. You don't have to take it. Your brother here is helping me, and I'm giving you a little tip. Sure there ain't no work here? Look, I've been scouring around for 3 weeks all over hell around here, and I ain't had a bit of work. Not a single hand bolt. If you're really looking around and burning up gas looking, why, go ahead. I ain't begging you. More that goes, the less chance I get. Well, this guy's real about his... Alright, just making sure time is still good. Gonna kind of take that off my screen. Okay, much better. Tom said, I ain't finding fault. It's just sure a hell of a long ways. We gotta kind of hope we can get work here and rent a house to live in. Floyd looked patiently. I know you just got here. There's stuff you gotta learn. If you let me tell you, it'll save you some. If you don't let me tell you, then you're gonna learn the hard way. You ain't gonna settle down because there ain't no work to settle down with. And your belly ain't gonna let you settle down. Now, that's straight. Wish I could look around first, Tom said uneasily. The sedan drove through the camp and pulled up right next to the tent. A man in overalls and a blue shirt climbed out. Floyd called to him. Any luck? There ain't a hand turn of work in this whole damn country. Not con picking? And he went right over to the ragged tent. See? Said Floyd. Yeah, I see. But 200 miles? Jesus. Well, you ain't settling down in no place for a while. Might as well make up your mind to that. We'd better go, said Al. Tom asked, When is there going to be work around here? Well, in a month the cotton will start. If you got plenty of money, you could wait for the cotton next month. Tom said, man, I ain't want to move. Ma ain't gonna want to move. She's all tired out. Floyd shrugged his shoulders. I ain't trying to push you up north. Suit yourself. I just told you what I heard. Told you what I heard. He picked the oily gasket from the running board and fitted it carefully on the block. Pressed it down. Now, he said to Al, if you want to give me a hand with that engine head. Tom watched while they set the heavy head gently down over the head bolts and dropped it evenly. Have to talk it over, he said. Floyd said, I don't want nobody but you folks to know about it. Just you. I wouldn't have told you if your brother didn't help me out. Tom said, well, I sure thank you for that. We gotta figure it on. Maybe we will go. Next page. 274, we're gonna get a quick little smoke sesh going. Also, drink a little bit of water. So it's not the best news. Look, this guy's keeping track of men that do have enough money scouring together to go look for work here, and they're coming back with nothing. These men are brave enough to go out there and basically tell everybody, we're screwed. Every day that they come back with nothing, screwed. This guy wants to go up north. He wants to take his chances up in the cold. Have you been up north? Up north is not friendly for people that don't know how to live up north. So, he's anxious. Ma, he doesn't want to stress out Ma, like, God, please don't let Ma die. Please don't let Ma die. Alright, let's smoke. Clink, clink, clink. Thank you for waiting. I just had to get my thoughts out. We're at the 13-minute mark with 25-minute video. Let's get right back into it. Page 274, right at the top. Al said, by God, I think I'll go if the rest go or not. Al hits there. And leave the family? Tom asked. Sure, I'd come back with my jeans plumb full of Jack. Why not? Well, I ain't gonna like no such thing, Tom said. And Pa, he ain't gonna like it either. Floyd set the nuts and screwed them down as far as he could. Me and my wife come out with our folks, he said. Back home, we wouldn't have thought of going away. Wouldn't have thought of it. But hell, we was all up north a piece, and I come down here, and they moved on, and now God knows where they are. Been looking and asking about them ever since. He fitted his wrench to the engine head, bolts, and turned them down evenly. One turn to each knot, around and around the series. Tom squatted down beside the car and squinted his eyes up to the line of tents. A little stubble beaten into the earth. Between the tents? No, sir, he said. I ain't gonna like that one bit. Well, seems to me a lone fella got more chance of work. Maybe, but Ma ain't gonna like it at all. 2 cars loaded with disconsolate men drove down into the camp. 2 cars loaded with disconsolate men drove down into the camp. Floyd lifted his eyes, but he didn't ask them about their luck. Their dusty faces were sad and resistant. The sun was sinking now, and the yellow sunlight fell onto the Hoverville and on the willows. The children began to come out of the tents. to wander about the camp, and from the tents the women came and built their little fires. The men gathered in squatting groups and talked together. A new Chevrolet coupe turned off the highway and headed down into the camp. It pulled into the center of the camp. Tom said, "Who's that? They don't belong here." Floyd says, "I don't know. Cops, maybe." The car drove open. This is a coupe. A coupe is driving into the middle of this basically homeless town. The car door opened and a man got out and stood beside the car. His companions remained seated. Now all the squatting men looked at the newcomers and the conversation was still. The women building their fires looked secretly at the shiny car. The children moved closer with elaborate circuitousness, edging inward in long curves. Floyd put down his wrench. Tom stood up. Al wiped his hands with his trousers. The three strolled towards the Chevrolet. The man who had gotten out of the car was dressed in khaki. Khaki trousers and a flannel shirt. He wore a flat-brimmed Stetson hat, a sheaf of papers, and head into his shirt pocket by a little fence of fountain pens and a yellow pencil. And from his hip pocket protruded a notebook with metal covers. He moved to one of the groups of squatting men, and they looked up at him, suspicious and quiet. They watched him and did not move. The white of their eyes showed beneath the irises, but they did not raise their heads to look. Tom and Al and Floyd strolled casually near. The man said, "You men want to work?" Still, they looked quietly, suspiciously. The men all over the camp moved near. One of them squatting men spoke up. "Sure, we want to work, but where's the work at?" "Beard County. Fruit's opening up. Need a lot of pickers." Floyd spoke up. "You doing the hiring?" "Well, I'm contracting the land." The men were in a compact group now. An overalled man took his black hat and combed back his long black hair with his fingers. "What you paying?" he asked. "Well, can't exactly say yet. About 30 cents, I guess." "Why can't you tell us? You took the contract, didn't you?" "That is true," the khaki man said. "But it's key to the price. Might be a little more, might be a little less." Floyd stepped out ahead. He said quietly, "I'll go, mister. You're a contractor and you got a license. You just show us your license, and then you give us an order to go to work and where and when and how much, and we'll get, and then sign that and we'll all go." The contractor turned scolding. "You telling me how to run my own business?" Floyd said, "If we're working for you, it's our business too." "Well, you ain't telling me what to do. I told you I need men. That's it." Floyd said angrily. "He didn't say how many men, and he didn't say how much you was going to pay. God damn it, I don't know yet. If you don't know, you ain't got no right to hire men then." That's a point. It makes a really, 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 really good point right now. Next page. 276. "I got a right to run my business my own way. And if you men want to see here, I'm out getting men from Turlicky County. Gonna need a lot of men there too." Floyd turned to the crowd of men. They were standing up now, looked quietly from one speaker to the other. Floyd said, "Twice now I fell for that. Maybe he needs 1,000 men. He'll get 5,000 there, and he'll pay 15 cents an hour. And you poor bastards have to take it because you're hungry. If he wants to hire men, let him hire him and write it down and say what he's going to pay. And to see his license, ain't allowed to contract man without a license." The contractor turned to the Chevrolet and called, "Joe!" His companion looked out and then swung the car door open and stepped out. He wore riding breeches and laced